For years now, Casa has been synonymous with Bitcoin security. We built the first Bitcoin multisig that was easy to use, the first plug-and-play Bitcoin node, the first easy way to use the Lightning Network, the first Bitcoin inheritance plan, and earlier this year, the first Bitcoin inheritance plan that's actually easy for your family to use. We've been in the business of changing the game. And today we've got another one for you, and I'm super excited about it. And so I want to start by just showing you a picture of my desk. Now, let's be real, I'm a Bitcoiner. This is my actual desk. I've got cables and shit coming out of everywhere. But let's just pretend this is my nice, clean desk. What do you notice? Well, there's this ledger on it. And let's use a little spy movie tech to zoom in here. Computer, enhance. Thank you. So what do you notice about this ledger? We'll zoom in one more time here. Are you getting it? It's a little unusual. It's still in the shrink wrap. It's unopened.
What? What is this?
How many people I've talked to who are in this exact situation? They buy a ledger. They've got it sitting on their desk, unopened, waiting to be used for months, if not years. Why do they do this? It's because hardware wallets are hard to use. Too many people are afraid to use hardware wallets. When you first set it up, the first thing you got to do is write down this seed phrase, figure out a place to store it. Then you got to, every time you update the firmware, you have to make sure you've got your seed phrase, or else you're going to lose all your Bitcoin. The whole time you're looking at this tiny screen, clicking these janky buttons.
For someone who is totally new to Bitcoin, yeah,
this isn't a problem
very scary.
Just for people who are new to this space.
It's totally true.
It's a problem even for people who have been using hardware wallets for years. I talked to somebody who set up a hardware wallet in 2016, put some Bitcoin on it, hasn't touched it since. They're too afraid that if they touch their hardware wallet, they're going to lose all their Bitcoin.
2016.
And so I wanted to do a little show and tell just to go through the experience of what it's like to use a hardware wallet. This is what it's like to use a ledger to sign a transaction through Casa. So the first thing we do is we give you 6 steps to make sure you're not going to mess something up before you even get started. Then you start doing things on the actual ledger itself. You're clicking around, verifying some security stuff. Nobody really knows what they're doing at some of these steps, especially when you're verifying some of these keys.
True.
So success. So why are people still... Oh, sorry, I forgot we have more. OK, we'll just give it a second here.
He's showing it off.
Yeah, still going. Hey, we're done. That was at 2x speed. It actually took me double that amount of time when I was filming this video, but I had to shorten it so that my presentation would fit into the time I have. I don't mean to be dunking on Ledger. I had no idea that they were putting Ledger right before me. My stack was in the mail, so maybe that thing's going to blow my mind. But this is an equal opportunity problem for all the hardware wallets, right? Hardware wallet UX is just difficult. And for a lot of people, they're too scary to use. But this is a problem. Because private keys are freedom technology. And this is where Ledger and I agree. Private keys have the power to change the world, to give people control over what matters most to them. Your money, your identity, your communication, your personal data and files. All of these are the most important things in your digital life. And for the first time ever, you can control them using private keys. But that only works if people feel comfortable using the private keys. So in our quest to make it easier to use private keys, we looked at the 2 different types of ways to store keys today. You've got cold keys. This is like a ledger. It's stored on an offline device, never touches the internet. It's more secure, but it's also more difficult to use. Then you've got hot keys.
And less convenient.
Like a phone. It's always connected to the internet. It's less secure, but it can be a lot easier to use. And everybody just always thinks these are the 2 ways you have to store keys.
Interesting.
But the Casa team was thinking about this, and we were like, why isn't there a different way, a third way?
Whoa, guys.
Something that has the offline storage of a cold key, but the simplicity when you actually go to use the key of a hot key. Something that when you combine it with a multi-key vault like you can have with Casa, it just provides the perfect balance between simplicity and security. And so we looked for a device that has proven security, that's simple in design, ideally been vetted for years of use by tons of people around the world. And wait, it turns out there's a great one. But it's never been able to use Bitcoin or protect Bitcoin keys. We wanted to think about what can be, unburdened by what has been. And so today, I'm incredibly excited that for the first time ever, you can use a Yubikey to store your Bitcoin keys.
Okay,
This
I'm
is a game
listening.
changer for Bitcoin security.
I'm listening.
The Casa team has been testing this over the last few weeks, and it's amazing how much simpler this is to use than a hardware wallet like I was showing you in that video. It's got this perfect balance between the offline security of cold keys, the simplicity when you're actually using it of hot keys. And so we had to think of what's a good name for this type of key, because it doesn't really fit in either category. Of course, we decided to call it a cool key. Yubikeys are used by more than 20 people worldwide. They're secure, they're simple, it's super nice to use. And so I'm just going to show you what it looks like.
Oh, so
now
this is like a mini wallet that plugs right into your
This is what
phone
it looks like to sign a Casa
or your
Vault
computer
transaction with a Yubikey.
with a USB-C key.
Remember the 6 steps for Ledger? There's one for Yubikey. Plug it in. Then you're going to initialize the transaction with a tap,
Whoa.
and then you'll type in a PIN. So the PIN protects you against somebody stealing the actual Yubikey. And then you finish it with a tap. And you're done.
I mean, this is phenomenal.
It's incredibly easy.
Is that if
much
that's
faster.
offline the whole
And
time?
honestly, as we've been testing this, it just feels great and amazing that this is actually using Bitcoin and Bitcoin self-custody. Amazing engineering and design innovation went into making this work.
Whoa.
Because passkeys are what this uses under the hood, and that is not easy to actually work with, and we've done a ton of work to make this feel really simple. The Casa team is the best in the world at this. And they're so good, this is going to be available today
This
for all
is
Casa members.
fascinating, guys.
So, look,
What?
hardware wallets are great for a certain type of person.
So this is a hardware
And
wallet
The new Ledger devices look amazing.
that is easier to use.
If we're going to get everyone in the world using
These guys are claiming this is a
Bitcoin,
better
using self-custody, we have
hardware
to meet
wallet.
people where we're at. So Casa tries to start people simple, on a simple end of the spectrum, and then as they secure more Bitcoin, as they get further down the Bitcoin rabbit hole, we graduate them to higher levels of security with more secure devices. So how does this work under the hood? To run through this really quick, we start with the Bitcoin key. We're encrypting it with a passkey from the Yubikey, and then storing the Bitcoin key on the Yubikey. So you actually get cold storage of the Bitcoin key. It's not like it's stored on a server unlocked by a Yubikey somewhere. And then when you actually go to sign with the key, the Yubikey today cannot perform Bitcoin signature transactions. So we decrypt the Bitcoin key, and then it sends it to the Casa software, which signs with it locally and then throws away the key. And so I'm sure that some people's response to this will be, well, this requires a lot of trust in Casa. This doesn't feel like it's the right way to handle this. And I agree, it does require more trust in Casa. But we're Bitcoiners. We don't trust. We verify. So today, we're announcing that for the first time ever, we'll be open sourcing Casa's device signing and key generation library. This includes the Yubikey code, so you can verify everything we're doing is
this is
perfectly
legit.
safe, and this has all been through an external security audit with Halborn to make sure that it's rock solid from a security perspective. So we're excited about this because you can use a Yubikey to store your Bitcoin with Casa. But we're also excited about it because the Yubikey is a great device for securing other areas of your life. You can secure your Apple ID, your Google account, your X account, your Exchange accounts with 2FA, all of these in one device, and now you can store your Bitcoin with it too.
This is just so
If you want
sick.
to see how this all works and you want to see a demo, we've got a meeting room set up. It's outside the expo center, and down the hall we're able to have
This
a little
is
bit
so
more
cool, man.
private
How
space
fun would it be to
with
be here in
people.
person,
It's
man?
meeting
You
room
get to
202, and
try
we're
this like
running
new
two
type of
inheritance
Bitcoin
workshops today
wallet. Are you kidding
at
me?
11:30 and
A cool
2:30.
key?
So come by, meet the team, and join those workshops to learn about some of the legal and security aspects of Bitcoin inheritance.
I would still classify this as
like I said at the beginning, Casa has been synonymous with
as a
Bitcoin
cold
security
wallet.
for the last.
I wouldn't call it a cool wallet because,
When you think
I mean,
Casa,
hot
you
wallet
think
means
Bitcoin
connected to
security,
internet.
and
Cold
you hold
wallet
Bitcoin
means
with
not
Casa,
connected on in the
you
internet,
just
and
realize
this
that
Yubikey is
Bitcoin
not
is so
connected on
much
the
more
internet.
than just
You know, there's multiple
security
types of
that
cold
Bitcoin
wallets.
itself.
There's hardware
You have to
wallets,
think
there's
about
paper
what
wallets, now
happens
there's
to my
Yubikey
Bitcoin if I
wallets. So
die.
it's just another type of cold
You have to
wallet.
think about
Probably a
protecting
better,
yourself
the best
against
type of
SIM
cold
swaps,
wallet.
about protecting the accounts that you have online against hackers, because all of this supports the
open source is
security of
awesome.
your Bitcoin. And so this is a day that I've been excited about for a really long time, because today is the day that we unveil a big step from on our path from Casa being about Bitcoin security to Casa being about security for Bitcoiners. And you might be thinking, Nick, you just reversed the order of the words. What's the big deal here? It's a big deal because security for Bitcoiners means that Casa isn't just a place you store your Bitcoin. We're not just another multi-sig. We're helping you think about how to use private keys, and we're giving you tools to use private keys to secure everything important in your life: your money, your identity, your files, your communication. We're helping you think about all this and secure yourself so that you can focus less on plugging security holes and less on anxiety about bad things that might happen, and more on the world's scarcest currency, which is the time that you spend with the people you love doing the things that you love. So this is our invitation to join us on our mission to make private keys simple and safe for everyone in the world to use to make their lives better and more secure. Thank you. Have a great rest of your conference.
Guys, that was awesome. What a fascinating event. This guy just introduced a new type of wallet. Thank you so much for watching.